Bouncing back after divorce hasn't been easy, but with Thanksgiving right around the corner, I've been thinking a lot about gratitude and the life I'm slowly rebuilding. It's only fitting that today's sponsor is actually helping me transform my space, one piece at a time. So I have a very busy day. I have so much stuff to put together. So last night did not go well. I wanted to start building something, like maybe the desk or something like that, but the room was just a mess. And I had been telling them, hey, this stuff is coming in like 4 days. You got 4 days to clean up. So I made him stay up a little bit, totally clean his room, or at least his version of cleaning his room, which is basically protecting all his toys, because if dad does it, some things might come up missing. Let me get some coffee. Let's get him out of the house, and we're gonna do this. I've shot this sequence getting ready for school so many times this year, and while it might get boring, it never gets old. I remember what it took for me to be able to raise my son full time, and that's why I'm thankful that I can today. You ever do something dumb? Well, when you vlog, not only do you get to live it, but then you get to edit your own stupidity. Now, I may or may not have been wrong, but this was the exact moment where I decided to make this whole process way more difficult.
So I'm at the headphone hanger, and there is one pilot hole, and there's just not a second one. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start drilling these additional holes now. I think we're gonna have to drill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes.
All we need is love in this shelter. All we need is love. All we need is love.
These are just spare parts. We're done.
In our eyes, so sweet to be far from home. All hands straight.
Well, now we know why the screw holes didn't match up, because they were on the other side. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to flip it over again. I'm gonna have to redo it. I don't know how I did this. I looked at it while I was doing... I'm such a dumbass. Oh my God. Okay, I have to redo it because now the cord doesn't reach. I don't know why I did that. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Okay. What is this day? I thought we were into wintertime. I thought it was going to be... Actually, it did snow last week, but surprisingly, here we are taking off our sleeves again. Fall's fall, man. They get me every year. Every year I fall for it. Every year I think this is the end. I start getting out my winter gear, and then surprise, surprise, it's beautiful again. So happy Sunday. In case you're wondering, Dad's Diaries is on the way. I've got it all laid out on the timeline. It's time to start getting in there and crafting the details, but it's coming. When it's fulfilling, it's so much easier to keep going. When it's not, you're like pulling teeth. You're like, I gotta upload again, but I'm really having fun. So anything I can do, any content ideas you have, feel free to put them in the comment section below. But trust me, I got a lot, including several projects that I've already started that I'm nowhere near far enough along on. So we'll talk. I can't be the only person who has one main project that they're supposed to be working on And then they just keep going on these creative side quests, like getting this camera, like the new inspiration that comes from it, like any other project other than the one you were supposed to be working on. I think that's where I'm at right now. Such a beautiful morning. I don't know if we're gonna make it out today. He's not feeling great. I'm gonna go home, make him some soup, probably grab some medicine, and we'll see what he's up for. Homemade chicken noodle soup. You know, I got some of the staples, but I definitely did not go all out with the full turkey and everything. Like, I was debating going to a Chinese restaurant because they typically are available, and then probably having crab because this kid is obsessed with crab. But, you know, in this economy with these prices, it just seems like a little irresponsible. If I'm going to spend money, I should at least, you know, go grocery shopping. Worst case, I have food left over. And that's kind of how I'm going to play it. You know what I'm saying? Every morning is a new opportunity. So I'm thankful for second chances, especially as much as I get it wrong. You know, being a dad, being a creative, it's always about growth. I think that's why I garden. Planting in good soil and proper sunlight exposure. Like, I don't know, it's something about watching it happen over time. You know, some days I overdo it, and others I don't do enough.
One thing I've noticed about myself through vlogging is that my brain is constantly making one of two decisions. A, do I turn on music, turn on some content in the background and listen to it? Or do I, B, turn on the camera and start talking to you? I think when I started really picking up the amount of stuff that I'd put out, I started realizing, like, hey, if you just stop listening to other videos or listening to music or whatever, you actually have the time. It seems like you don't have the time because you're spending so much time consuming and you don't realize it because it's like background. But as a creator who has the option of creating instead of consuming, it starts to make you realize where your time is going. Instead of pressing play, try hitting record. All right, so as you can see, I have been living in chaos for the last several days. I have all of these packages. This is the mattress, which I think we're just going to go ahead and open up because it needs, I think, 2 days to fully reach its final form. The middle thing is the dresser, which I'm terrified of. Me and the delivery guy were struggling with that thing. It is so heavy. And then that back piece there, that's the bed which just arrived. So I reached out to customer service. They're supposed to contact me and let me know if we can get a new desk. I just thought, let's show the real thing, right? Like, yo, this is what happens sometimes. I was thinking, like, maybe I can come up with some way where I can, like, redo the top or something nice. But, you know, it's a white desk. Like, I can't get a shot of the full clean white desk at all now because I've ruined it. So anyways, the desk in its current form is built. I need to take his bed apart. Not looking forward to that, but it's necessary.
I can see you're skeptical. You could have a little faith, it never killed nobody. What you waiting for? We're getting closer by the step, feels like it's just getting started.
Yeah, it just doesn't. So I'm taking an ice cream break. This bed is coming together, but it's like 2 o'clock. One, the screw bags were not labeled, so it took me a minute to figure out which screw goes at different times. I probably should have labeled them as I identified them. Basically, here, there, and there's like, you have to use an Allen wrench, and you can only spin it like 1/10 of a turn every single time, and it's taking forever. Probably gonna be the end of it for today. I'm probably gonna get this bed done, and it'll be time for the evening. So this is about all I can do, but I'm trying. But it's a lot of work. Now it's time for the big one.
Now, I've been avoiding this dresser, but I got a day off, so I think it's time to tackle it. I'm thankful I even have the time and space to hopefully get this thing done just in time for the holidays.
It's like 5:30. I've already made breakfast. I think I want to dig into this final box. Maybe just lay it out like it's super heavy, and I'm thinking maybe open it up and take out some of the pieces and move them into my kids' room. That way we can start building, chip it away one brick at a time. And also, Wayfair says they're going to be sending me a new top for my desk, so I'm going to have to redo that anyway. And if I just plan to work on this a little bit at a time, hopefully I can get like the cabinet part of it built so that way he can start putting stuff on top of it and then slowly start putting the drawers together. I'm intimidated, man. It's mostly just because of how heavy it is, but really it's just about how you have to assemble it. Bed was super easy for the most part until it got to that one part. And you know what? I forgot to mention, they had given me a ratchet Allen wrench. It would have been fine. The problem is they didn't. If you build any of this kind of furniture, I highly suggest that get a ratchet set. It's going to dramatically affect how much time it takes for you to assemble anything. Oh yeah,
Next day, it's time for a new phase. Oh yeah, big city, big dreams, big lights. Future out here looking so bright.
We're on step 27.
We on to the next light. Tall skyscrapers, chasing
Alright.
paper, party all night. We sleep all day, movers, shakers, Wall Street blazers. Heels so high, they about to break. I want that. Ooh, level up, that's my kind of vibe.
We just finished the dresser, and I was trying to move the bed over so we could have a little bit more room on that side, and this happened. So, I'm trying to write another email.
They say health is wealth for a reason. When you got it, you feel like you can do anything. And when you don't, well, you know the rest. You know, I guess all those days of taking care of a sick kid are starting to catch up with me. I was planning on doing a big video on Dad's Giving Part 2, and I don't know if I have it in me. Lemon juice, some honey. I don't even have any ginger. I need to go to the grocery store. I gotta go to work. Like, I don't know how any of this is gonna happen. After I finished putting the dresser together, I was like finally ready to do the room, and I decided to move the bed a little bit over. In the process of doing that, I completely split the wood down the side, and now the bed ended up on the ground. So I reached back out to Wayfair. They're going to send me a new one, but for that, they're going to replace the entire bed. Because I was like, I'm not sure if that one piece now affected all the other pieces because it put so much stress on everything else. I think this actually turns out to be a really interesting experiment on what happens when, you know, you have to replace things, because, you know, a lot of us have not been through that process. This is the first time I've ever had to replace or return furniture. So I've actually been really impressed with their return process. It's been way smoother than I expected. I thought I was going to have to send all types of crazy documentation. I sent a couple photos, told them what the issue was, and they basically just said, okay, we'll have a replacement out. We didn't even have to go back and forth. And that was on both items. It's already a frustrating situation to have to return things, especially knowing you're probably going to have to put it back together yourself. What this may have actually sold me is actually letting them go ahead and assemble certain items. Like, I was an unemployed artist at the moment, so it worked for me. But if you got a busy schedule, it might be worth it to have somebody put it together for you. But I was definitely not planning on having a sick Thanksgiving, so I don't know, it's a little bit discouraging. Schedule just doesn't really allow me to always fly back home and visit friends and family. We've been invited a couple of places, but I don't know. It's just not really our holiday. I think our holiday is more Christmas. Like, Christmas is probably a bigger deal. That would be one if I had to choose between Christmas and Thanksgiving where we'd want to go home. It'd be Christmas. Now, with me working today, it would mean I would have to hopefully get out early enough to still make it to the grocery store and then be going crazy all night cooking. This year, I think I'm really thankful about being able to be a little bit more free. Definitely trapped in the whole, you know, divorce cycle, trying to make up for this, and with me taking primary and just running with it and overcoming a lot and surviving. I didn't realize how much energy of mine it was consuming until I started recording these videos. And then I look at the last one and I realize it's no more drama. You know, it's 2025 and I'm still a working artist, and jobs get a bad rap, but it's hard to be creative on an empty stomach. And with so much on my plate, it's only right that I actually sit down and eat. Come on, how could I not cook Thanksgiving dinner? My son deserves the best, but all he's got is me, so I'm gonna do everything I can to make it special for him. After an early dinner and a little bit of football, we decided to put the new desktop on. They sent exactly what we needed, and it only took like 10 minutes to reassemble. Just enough time for us to crack a few jokes, spend a little time together, and me to remember just how blessed I am to get to have these father-son moments. So Dad's-giving part 2 is complete. Made it through another holiday, did the cooking. I'm really thankful, man. I've been like sitting here for the last couple of days trying to edit this next Dad's Diaries video, and as I look at the footage, I'm just noticing like there's something missing from all the other videos that I've done. You know, one of my goals this year was to hit 10,000 subscribers, and it doesn't look like I'm gonna make it, but I'm still incredibly thankful for each and every one of you who tune into my videos, because you guys have honestly made all the opportunities that have come our way possible. And the fact that we're doing it with such small numbers just makes it that much more worth it. Really hoping that I wouldn't have to be one of these channels that is constantly chasing down the next story or making up stuff in order to keep people interested. And I've been fortunate in that you guys have allowed me to be able to do that. But I'm still drinking tea, still taking every medicine I can find. Still not feeling great, but I did get the desk assembled. So we've got the desk done, the dresser's done, and tomorrow, well, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, so later on today, we should be getting the bed. Sometimes you're watching a documentary and you see some footage, you're like, what made them capture this? Like, how did they know this was gonna be relevant to the story? And the more I've documented my life over the last 10 years, the more I realize like everything is part of your story. And even though I was documenting my lows at the time, I knew that one day things would start to turn around. Definitely not where I want to be exactly, but I can see the progress, and I'm thankful for that.
So it is Saturday. We're both feeling much better. Thanksgiving's done, and now we can start talking about actually decorating the space. So we're gonna head into IKEA and do a little shopping. Also, I found out that today is 25-cent meatball, so we're finally gonna try out IKEA's world famous Swedish meatballs.
Wait, we have to cook them or they
There's a cafe in there, dude.
Wait, we're gonna go to the cafe and we're gonna eat them?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we had to like buy them and take them and cook them, that stuff. There's a cafe! There's probably a whole Target in there.
This place is nuts.
Let's take a victory lap, let's take a set to relax. I fell in love with the streets is loving me back. I put my all in this game, and it's paying me back. I need a round of applause, I need a victory lap. Let's take a victory lap, let's take a set to relax. I fell in love with the streets is loving me back. I put my all in this game, and it's paying me back. I need a round of applause, I need a victory lap. Just hit my phone when we talking about the facts. The fact check just cleared, that's another 50.
I'm still thinking of the name.
So that place was incredibly overwhelming, but we did pick up a new friend.
Raindrop.
You're gonna name it Raindrop?
Yeah. Wait, no. I'm thinking of Sally.
Sally?
Yeah.
Don't misgender your plants. long week, but we are finally done with this complete room makeover. Definitely want to thank our sponsor on this, Wayfair, for bringing this room to life. To be honest, the room was great before, but my son's getting a little bit older and he needs to have a little bit more space. Things got to get bigger, and that's what we did here. Primarily, we just added 3 new pieces. One, this standing desk, really great because this kid is all about his art. Sometimes he wants to sit, sometimes he wants to stand, and this desk is perfect for allowing him to do so. And it has a nice large surface, which makes it easy for him to work on his Legos and an art project at the same time. At some point, he has to clear it off to do homework, but we'll figure that out. Next, we added this 9-drawer dresser, which is so nice because it's got these little dividers in it. Perfect for organizing all this stuff. You know, he had a dresser in here before, but it was only 3 drawers. And the additional storage is nice in a small space. Like, honestly, I just don't want to see all of his stuff all the time. So, you know, 3 drawers are probably closed and the other 3 are miscellaneous. Plus, he's got those divided drawers, which are great for all of his art supplies. So it makes the room a little bit tidier, which despite the 2-day build was entirely worth it because that means hopefully I don't have to pick up his room as much as I did before. That job a little bit easier. We added 2 new floating shelves with an optional 3rd. Just haven't figured out where I'm going to put it just yet. It's really nice for freeing up his surfaces because that's where the messes start. Like if he doesn't have anywhere to put his stuff, then he starts putting it on the floor, then he can't navigate the room, then I'm tripping over it, then I'm mad. So personally, I always recommend shelves. I've put up so many shelves in here, and yes, it was a little bit of work, but it is entirely worth it. When I'm able to place things in a nice visible space that is also kind of tidy. And it's only right, as a guy who knows a little bit about lighting, to add a few new hanging lamps, clearing additional surfaces, but also keeping the room illuminated and providing a little bit of depth. I mean, listen, if my kid's gonna hang out here, he's gotta love the space. It's gotta have some kind of ambiance to it. And the centerpiece of this all is this queen size bed. Now his previous bed was full size, but he was starting to complain that his bed is getting a little bit small, which is kind of crazy to hear, but I get it. He's getting a little bit longer. He loves sleeping in my bed and I love him sleeping in his bed. So to alleviate that, I had to get him a bed that's a little bit larger that he's actually going to be excited to sleep in. Part of it was also for those situations where I'm in here reading a book and then I fall asleep and then we end up sleeping in the same bed together. He is not a good sleeping partner. So more space makes both of us happy. And now if I do, I might actually still get a good night's sleep. So super excited. This room, I think, looks much better. It's much more organized, and we didn't make significant changes. We kept it white because I think white is an easy color. You know, I love my thrifted pieces and restoring furniture and things, but when it comes to certain pieces, I'm gonna probably buy those new. And the one thing I love about Wayfair is that because the color palettes are so uniform, it's easy to match different pieces across different lines. And thank you once again to all of our supporters for making this possible. We just hit 2,500 subscribers, which is a huge milestone. I'm gonna go ahead and put links in the description for the pieces we picked up. If you like them, they are affiliate links and they will give us a kickback if you make a purchase at no additional cost to you. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.
But understand, everybody ain't go like you.
Back then they didn't want me, now they wanna be me. Keep the grass cut low, cause them snakes still sleazy. Always knew I had to glow, I just had to find a reason. Walking around looking like I own the place. Always no food, man, I always finish off the plate. Ain't gonna play trenches, baby, can't believe we made it safe. Something out of nothing, yeah, we made a way. So hungry, think I overate. Every single shot, then I'm thinking John Wick. Every loss got a lesson, every make got a miss. I can't even think.